What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am back to do my NBA playoffs 2017 Eastern and Western Conference Final predictions. Now, of course, we are finally at the conference final, of course, with Boston beating the Washington Wizards in 7 games. So we are down to the final 4 teams in the quest to become the NBA champion. Of course, with these 4 teams, we have four former NBA champions. Of course, the Boston Celtics, the last 2008, the 2014 Spurs, 2015 Golden State Warriors, and of course last year's 2016 champions, the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we have 4 playoff clutch teams. So definitely it's going to be a fantastic conference finals, and all of these teams absolutely deserve to be here. Now, of course, my record finishing up the conference semifinals, of course, was a pretty solid 4-1 record. So, of course, the only lone loss we had was the Houston Rockets. And yes, I will get to the Rockets in this video. But, of course, 4-1 is a fantastic record. We're 12-2 through 2 rounds of the NBA playoffs. I mean, that is a fantastic record. This is a great hot streak for sure. Of course, I'm having my cold streak case in point in my Stanley Cup predictions. I mean, I'm not doing great in I'm literally ice cold in the Stanley Cup predictions for sure, but definitely room for improvement. Again, this is our first year doing this. I'll be doing it every year, so hopefully we will get some improvements for sure in the Stanley Cup predictions. But I want to continue this hot streak in the NBA predictions. 4-1 after an 8-0 first round. Can continue this hot streak going into this prediction. Now, of course, before I start, I do want to thank everybody who has been watching my videos this month of May. Of course, my Stanley Cup predictions are up. Of course, over 130 plus views. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, my Ring of Honor War of the Worlds prediction is over 300 views. Of course, that was on Friday. If anybody got to check that out, definitely check it out. I got to check it out. It was fantastic. And the record shows for it, and the record showed for itself. And of course, my Best of the Super Juniors prediction is also up. Of course, that starts on May 17th. So again, if you're New Japan Pro Wrestling fans like myself, definitely worth to watch that. Now, of course, the next videos I will be having, of course, it's going to be, of course, Tuesday night, which will be my Backlash 2017 prediction. So it's, of course, the SmackDown's first pay-per-view after WrestleMania. So that will be up on Tuesday night for sure. And then on Wednesday night, I will have my NXT TakeOver Chicago prediction. Of course, the next NXT TakeOver after TakeOver Orlando. So that will be up on Wednesday night for sure. Then scroll down to May 29th. May 29th, I will have my Extreme Rules 2017 prediction. Of course, the second Raw pay-per-view of after Payback. So I will have that up on May 29th. So of course, Tuesday night SmackDown Backlash 2017 predictions for Tuesday night. Wednesday TakeOver Chicago Wednesday night. And of course, May 29th my Extreme Rules prediction. Now, of course, there was a lot of. I want to thank everybody who watched all the videos in the month of May, because you guys made this channel so much funner. And of course, there's going to be a lot of videos in June. Of course, we got 2 New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-views in June. I will be predicting, of course, Road to Dominion, of course, and of course the rematch that everybody's been waiting for in New Japan and in wrestling altogether. Omega Okada 2, and of course Dominion. I'll have that up. My Money in the Bank predictions will be up in the month of June, of course, and of course the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view, which is, of course, Best in the World, will be up. And, of course, my finals and my Stanley Cup final predictions. So, 6 videos. There's going to be a lot of videos in June. So, hopefully, what you guys are doing in May is amazing. Hopefully, you guys will continue that amazing stuff you guys are doing on my channel in the month of June. Now, of course, Sunday was, of course, Mother's Day, so I do want to wish all the mothers out there around the world a very happy Mother's Day. And, of course, we're at 134 subscribers, so, again, thank you guys so much, you new subscribers out there. Again, thank you for the support. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. My name is JT Dangerously, and welcome to the club, because this club is just too sweet. Of course. Other than that, I think that's all the updates I gotta say in the beginning of the video. So let's get right into these predictions. Of course, I'm going to start off in the Eastern Conference with, of course, the number 1 seed Boston Celtics against the number 2 seed and reigning champion Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, of course, this is the 7th playoff matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Of course, Boston leads the playoff series 4-2. with Boston's last win against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2010 Eastern Conference semifinals in 6 games. Now, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers' last win was, of course, the 2015 Eastern Conference first round in a sweep. So both these teams have playoff experience against each other. Now, I'm going to start off with, of course, the champions, the Cleveland Cavaliers, who finished up another sweep of their team. Of course, they are 8-0 through 2 rounds of the NBA playoffs. They swept the Pacers and they deleted the Dinosaurs, of course, the Raptors. So they are on a hot streak. After being a slumpy in the regular season, now they're hitting their strides into the postseason, which is good. Of course, with Cleveland, when you have LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Kyle Korver, Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, the fearsome fivesome for sure. This is fantastic team in Cleveland. Again, looking to repeat as NBA champions, of course, trying to get back to the NBA Finals. But this Cleveland team looks good. I mean, adding Kyle Korver was big. Adding Kyle Korver from the Atlanta deal was big for Cleveland for sure. That really is helping them. And then you have the Boston Celtics, who did, yes, beat the Washington Wizards in Game 7. Wow, the Washington teams are really having a shitty year in the playoffs for sure. Case in point, the Capitals and now the Wizards. But, of course, Boston got it done. Boston got it done with, of course, the face, Isaiah Thomas, Kelly Olynyk, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Avery Bradley, and, of course, Brad Stevens, the coach. This Boston team definitely is very young with Brad Stevens coaching, but he knows what he's doing. Again, I watched him at Butler. He was a fantastic coach, and he knows what he can do. He knows what he has around him, and he can mold it into a great Boston team for sure. So coming from me in this matchup, man, this one's a tough one because I do like Boston, and Cleveland's a very, very good team. So coming from me, I'm gonna take the Cleveland Cavaliers to win this matchup. I think Cleveland looks like the talent around them with Kyrie and Love and James and Kyle Korver and Tristan Thompson. Just a lot of. Again, this could be at least a 6-7 game series for sure, because I don't see Cleveland staying undefeated through this round. I honestly don't. I can see this going at least 6. So coming from me, I am going to take the Cleveland Cavaliers to beat the Boston Celtics and move on to the NBA Finals. And now the Western Conference Finals. Of course, it is the number 1 seed Golden State Warriors against the number 2 seed San Antonio Spurs. Now, of course, this is the third meeting between the two, of course, with the series tied 1-1. So it's the rubber match. Of course, San Antonio leads the regular season series 2-1. And, of course, San Antonio won. The last time they beat Golden State was the 2013 Western Conference semis in 6 games. And, of course, Golden State's last win against the San Antonio Spurs was 1991, the Western Conference first round in 4 games. So it's been a while since Golden State has beaten San Antonio in the playoffs. Now, of course, with the Warriors, of course, they're the other undefeated team in this year's NBA playoffs. Of course, they swept the Trailblazers, and of course, they swept the Jazz in the conference semis. So again, take note, the Jazz will be back next season for sure, and a lot better. But the Warriors got it done. I mean, when you have Splash Mountain, Stephen Curry, Chris Thompson, Draymond Green. Of course, their insurance policy, if Curry and Thompson don't have a great game, Kevin Durant is your man. Kevin Durant, Andre Iguodala, JaVale McGee. And of course, with Steve Kerr not coaching, of course, he's recovering from the aftermath of the back surgery. So again, speedy recovery to you, Steve Kerr. This Warriors team looks like the team that is looking for revenge. I mean, when you blow a 3-1 lead in the finals and you lose in 7, they're looking for revenge. And of course, they're not playing around this season. It doesn't look like they're playing around at all this season. When they swept the Jazz and they swept the they're not playing. They ain't playing. And of course, they're 8-0 in the playoffs as well. And then you have the San Antonio Spurs, who finished up the Rockets in Game 6. And let me say something about the Rockets. You know what happens when this was maybe your one chance to make this a 7-game series because Kawhi didn't play and you guys get blown out with a Kawhi-less Spurs. You know what happens when James Harden, like, he's the one carrying your team, and then in Game 6 he just scores 10 points and just, you know what, it almost felt like, oh, I want to go home. I don't want to play anymore. You know what happens, Houston Rockets?
You just made the list.
Exactly. You just made the list. You made my list of dangerously. I mean, as soon as I heard that Kawhi wasn't playing, I was thinking Houston's going to make this a 7-game series. And then when I watched the game, and of course, the crowd, and they were down like by 20 at halftime, in which the crowd was booing the hell out of them, and then they get blown out at home. How do you get blown out at home with a Kawhi-less Spurs? Like, really, Rockets. And of course, the James Harden performance in Game 6 just felt like he was passing the ball. He wasn't trying to get these shots. He was like, you know what, I don't want to play anymore. And I mean, I get that he had a great series, but if you wanted this series to go 7, you give us a performance, Harden. But 10 points and you're just mostly passing the ball? No, you're not going to win like that. And of course, they got eliminated in 6 games at home, no less. But again, Houston Rockets, you made my list of dangerously. Again, I cannot say anything other than they couldn't even beat a Kawhi-less Spurs. But other than that, of course, the Spurs getting it done without Kawhi Leonard in Game 6. Of course, he's gonna have to be in this. He's gonna have to be in this series for sure. Kawhi Leonard, Paul Gasol, Ginobili, of course, LaMarcus Aldridge, Patty Mills, Danny Green, of course, the Bill Belichick of the NBA. Of course, I'm talking about Greg Popovich. The Big Papa Smurf himself just knows what he's going to do, just like Belichick with the Patriots. He knows what he's going to do. Of course, Popovich definitely out-coached D'Antoni in that series. Like, I can easily say that because I thought they had that series, but San Antonio always finding a way to get win those games. Definitely. Of course, Game 5 with that overtime block from Ginobili on Harden, that really set the tone in that series. That was the death nail when they lost in overtime in Game 5. But this matchup is going to be a fantastic one for sure. This is a great Western Conference final. Of course, San Antonio easily is the biggest threat to Golden State not getting back to the NBA Finals. Definitely. The only thing I need to see the Spurs do in this series, Kawhi has to be healthy, and LaMarcus Aldridge has to do what he did in Game 6. What he did in Game 6 was great because Kawhi Leonard didn't play. If he has those kind of games against Golden State, they can win at least 2 games in this series. This is also going to be at least a 6-7 game matchup. This is not going to be and I can also see the Warriors not going undefeated through this matchup. They're going to lose at least, like I said, I think they're going to lose at least 2. So coming from me in this matchup, I am going to take the Golden State Warriors. I think the Warriors look like the team that wants to get some payback after last year. I mean, a lot of teams don't blow a 3-1 lead and feel better next season. They want to get some payback. They want to get some revenge. And, of course, again, Spurs will give them a fight. The Spurs are a great team, no doubt about it. I think the Warriors with this lineup with Durant, Curry, and Thompson and Green, Andre Iguodala, I mean, definitely, this is the team that I think can get back to the NBA Finals. So coming from me, I'm taking the Golden State Warriors to beat the San Antonio Spurs to go on to the NBA Finals. So my NBA Finals is, of course, the rematch of last year's 7-game series with, of course, the Golden State Warriors against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And those are my conference final predictions. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy my conference final predictions. Comment below who do you have winning and who do you see going to the NBA Finals. Of course, if your opinions are different from mine, comment below. Let's have a conversation about it. That's what I love about just doing this. You guys putting your opinions out there, and of course, again, agree to disagree. That's what having a comment section is all about. So again, I'm always on to see your comment. Of course, hitting that like button, and of course, replying right back to you because comments are always welcome on this channel. Now, of course, I do want to thank all of you for watching this video. Of course, before you go, you can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share it with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you can never forget to do this. that like button, of course, that subscribe button. Become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. I will see you Tuesday for my Backlash 2017 predictions. Later days and peace.